Now see, a wise man once told me, it's not always what you're looking at, it's what you actually see. Now, I heard this story on the radio the other day, and the first question I asked myself was, why now? Mohamed Al-Fayed, the previous owner of Harrods, has been accused of SA. Many women have come forward recently to say that he SA'd them, whether that was in the store or in, another location. Now, Mohamed Al-Fayed is not with us anymore. He died aged 94. He died last year, 2023. Now, there's been a lot of allegations, and I will say a quick disclaimer. I'm not saying that he didn't do any of these things, and I'm not saying that he did do any of these things. My question is, why now? Why now would you wait till a man is dead for you to then come out and say to the world that he did this and he did that? Why now is the question I kept asking myself when I heard this on the radio. The first time I heard it on the radio, I didn't think nothing of it. But then I kept hearing it, and it just something didn't sit right with me. So I went on to Sky News, and I just had a look, and I could see that Paul Gascoigne's adopted daughter says she was groomed and SA'd by Al-Fayed. Now, Bianca Gascoigne is the stepdaughter of Paul Gascoigne, the famous footballer. Everybody knows Gaza, yeah? So she said she was SA'd and groomed when she worked at the Harrods store as a teenager. So Bianca is 38 now. Now, when I get to the end of this story, you're gonna say, wow. Because like I said at the start of the video, it's not always what you're looking at, it's what you actually see. So Bianca Gascoigne, stepdaughter of Paul Gascoigne. She joined Harrods when she was about 16, 17, 2002. And that's when she said it started. She said he would, the usual things that people say when this happens. He was touchy, flirty, said a few things. I want you to watch the interview, and I want you to watch her actions, what she said. She did an interview with Sky News, and in the interview she said that she hasn't told her mother about any of this. She hasn't told her family about any of this. At the start of this video, I said to you, why now? Why would you come out on the TV? Why would you tell the world about something like this now, before you tell your family? Think about that for a second. Now remember, I'm not saying that Mohamed Al-Fayed didn't do what she said he did. I'm asking you the question, why would you tell the world something like this now? Let's see, 21 years later, why would you tell the world this now and not your family, your mother? So what you mean to tell me is you'd rather your mother hear from her friends, you'd rather her mother buy a newspaper or put on the TV and see her daughter telling the world this before she's told? Okay, let's move on. So in the interview, she discussed that, Al-Fayed said she could stay at one of his apartments. He turned up and tried to do some stuff. She started crying in the interview. And the interviewer asked her, why now? Why have you come out with this now? Why did you feel the need to come out with this now? And her reply was that she's had a daughter now, and she wouldn't want her daughter to go through anything like this. She was asked what sort of justice you want, and that was the reply she gave. Now let me think. You've just come out now because you don't want your daughter to go through any of this. So before you had a daughter, you had friends that had daughters. You had family members that had daughters. So it was okay for those people to get involved in the stuff you're talking about. But when you had your daughter, oh, now I need to speak. Is that right? I'm not saying, I'm asking the question. I'm asking the question. I've got no beef with Bianca Gascoigne or the family. I'm just asking the question.
My mind's telling me no, but that crack, y'all, that crack keeps telling me yes, gotta go.
So I also want to look back at, she said she was working at Harrods when she was about 16, 17. And I'm just thinking to myself, with a name like Bianca Gascoigne, around those times, around, 2002, surely with that name, she could have got a lot of positions that she probably wanted to get. Why would you stay in a position like that And you know when people say, well, 16, 17, they're young. Kids aren't stupid and as young as we may think. There's 16 and 17-year-olds now that are millionaires from doing things online. So yeah, okay, she's young. 16, 17 is still young. But can you imagine applying for any position with a surname like Gascoigne in this country around, come on, it's not. I'm just thinking, why would you stay in that sort of position? But then I'm thinking to myself, it just doesn't seem right. Why would you come out now and say this? And why would many other women come out now? I mean, there were also allegations in 2005 and 2023. But what happened to those allegations? Did anything come of those allegations? Is there any footage? Is there any audio? Something just doesn't sit right with me. So I said to myself, you know what? I can't do a video about this. I don't know about the other women that have made the allegations, but I can't do a video about this without actually knowing who Bianca Gascoigne actually is. Who is she? Like I said before, I'm not saying that anything she said is a lie. I'm just asking questions because something doesn't sit right with me. When someone's dead and now you're just coming out now to say that he did all these things, knowing that he can't be brought to justice in a court of law. What else is behind you? And then don't use, I hate it when women use their kids, throw the kids in there. So now you can't say that they're lying now, because why would they lie on behalf of their kids? People do this all the time, but I'm not going to get into this. I wanted to know, okay, who is Bianca Gascoigne? Now, Bianca Gascoigne, she was on the cover of the Loaded magazine. That was in September 2006. We know what the Loaded magazine is. Okay, let's move forward here. It says here, she was also on the cover of the Nuts magazine the following year. Okay. She appeared on the cover of Zoo Weekly in 2008, and she additionally featured on the Maxim magazine and the FHM magazine and other various tabloid newspapers. She also posed for 2 calendars back in 2020 and another one in 2021, because it states that she's a model. We know what all those magazines and tabloids are. Okay, she's a model. In 2006, she went on to win Love Island, which was set in Fiji, and in July 2008 she competed against the glamour model Danielle Lloyd in the TV show Gladiators, a celebrity special. She also went on to present Big Brother's Big Mouth, also in 2008, and I'm reading all this online, by the way, okay? Now, if all what I'm reading is wrong, let me know in the comments. But all this, what I'm seeing here, Celebrity, Love Island, Big Brother, Loaded magazine, Nuts, FHM, Celebrity Coach Trip she's been a part of, X Factor, where she performed a Mary J. Blige song, but didn't make the boot camp. The judges said her voice was mediocre. Let's see what else she's been on. She's been on Celebrity, Big Brother. Yep, already said that. So she's been on Dancing with the Stars, in an Italian version. Now, you probably think to yourself, why am I reading out all this stuff? What does this stuff mean? What does this have to do with her allegations? Well, it helps me paint a picture of the person that's making these allegations. Like I've already said, I'm not saying that what she's saying is not true, but I'm trying to paint a picture of the person who's saying this, because I keep asking myself, why would you come out now when the person's dead? No, it's not because you've had a daughter. I don't believe that. That's one thing I don't believe. So what else could it be? So I thought to myself, there's got to be something else here, because I don't just have, thoughts for no reason. And then bingo, it popped up. This is silly. So I'm reading the Sun newspaper. Now, I don't know how much I can trust the Sun newspaper, but maybe you can tell me if this is true or not. Now, let me just paint this picture here. Bianca Gascoigne He's 38 years old. Now, most of the men in the manosphere know a woman that is 38 years old, unfortunately, she's against the wall. I won't say she's hit the wall, but she's on the way there. And she had a daughter. I think that was last year. But also, this year, in September, I think it says here, September 2024, Bianca Gascoigne has split from her partner. And as I read through more of the article, it states that she's not been very well. You know, she's obviously going through some mental issues. Now, mental issues is a serious thing, and I would never shun someone for going through, you know, a mental state. She's on all sorts of antidepressants, and, you know, from what I'm reading, she had problems with the pregnancy, and it seems like everything's breaking down. But when you watch her interview on Sky News, she's all polished. And it's not always about what you're looking at, it's what you actually see. So I'm going to put it down to you. What do you actually see? Because I can see a 94-year-old man who's dead, who can't speak for himself, excuse me, can't speak for himself, can't testify and tell his side of the story. And I can also see somebody who loves attention, really wants to be known as a celebrity, loves the cameras, loves the attention, as I just said. Somebody who's hit the wall, somebody who's just split from her partner, single mother on antidepressants. The fame is dying, and there's a compensation that she could get from this. There's compensation that many women could get from this. That's why I ask myself, you know, why now? It's not always what you're looking at. It's what you actually see.
She's got me thinking of all the things I do, all the things I do. She's working undercover, but so am I. And that's your baby mama, she ain't even mine.
I've never had to go anywhere, cause she's got what I need, my undercover lover. I saw potential in another brother's baby mother. You're judging me, but